Hello children. Do you know what is so special about today? Today is the first day of your 7th standard and I am very happy to welcome you all. Do you know who I am? My name is Pradnya and I am going to be your teacher. Do you like to listen to music, read stories and play games? If yes, hop into this magical world of English with me. Now, let's learn some new words. Mountain, 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 ocean, 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 friendship, 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 laughter, 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 fear, 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 tear, tear, tear. I hope you remember these words and I hope you note these words down in your notebook. Now, I would like you to see a video. Let's get ready.
Humanity. Humanity means caring for and helping others whenever and wherever possible. It means forgetting our selfish interests at times, showing unconditional love to each and every living being on earth. Being a good human being defines you wherever you go. All that you need to work upon is being helpful to the needy at all times and every place, and above all, to understand another person's problem and realize the situation they are in and be considerate towards them. When you show humanity, you have a feel, click, or a pinch from your inner soul which you cannot get from something else. Every religion tells about humanity, peace, and love. You don't have to be a rich person to show humanity. We can practice humanity in our day-to-day lives. For example, helping an old person crossing the road, sharing your food with your friend, helping your mother and father with their chores, giving water to the thirsty, and simple acts like these are considered as an act of humanity. One of the most outstanding examples of extraordinary humanity in a human being has been portrayed beautifully by Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was a gift to the whole world. He showed that we can use peaceful means to attain justice. He firmly believed that humanity is one, and he brought everyone together. People of all races, religions, and walks of life in the struggle to bring about a universal consciousness of our unity as human beings. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison as he fought for the non-white South Africans for equal rights. After spending so many years in prison, he was seen around the world as someone who stood against injustice and inequality. When finally people stood for him and started protesting, he was released in 1990. He was elected as the president of South Africa in 1991, and he collaborated with the former president to end the inequality system peacefully, promising equal rights to everyone. Their fight for South Africa led the pair in winning the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. His sacrifice eventually paid off when in 1994 in the general election which granted the right to vote to all the races in South Africa. In South Africa, he is referred to by his clan name Madiba or Father of the Nation. In 1999, he founded Nelson Mandela Foundation, which is dedicated to upholding the principles for freedom, equality, and peace. He has fought the good fight and he has finished the race. His example will continue to inspire us to do the same for the sake of humanity. He continues to be the icon of peace, equality, and freedom.
Wow, wasn't that an exciting video? Were you able to guess who the man in the video was? Yes, it was social rights activist from South Africa, Mr. Nelson Mandela. He worked for the upliftment of the non-white community or the black community. Do you know someone from India who also worked on those lines? Yes, it was Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, who also wrote the Constitution of India. Now, let's read a poem. Please open page number 1 of your English Bal Bharti textbook and please point at the words as I read them. If you don't have your textbook, listen to me carefully. The name of the poem is It's a Small World. It's written by Robert B. Sherman and Richard M. Sherman. It's a small world. It's a world of laughter, a world of tears. It's a world of hopes and a world of fears. There is so much that we share that it's time we are aware. It's a small world after all. The poet is trying to say that the world is also full of grief and sorrow and unhappy people. There are people who have hopes and ambitions. They are hopeful about their future life. There are many things that scare them. The more we share our happiness, the more we are happy. But time never tells us about what will happen in the future. So we also need to be aware of our current actions. कवि यहाँ कहना चाहते हैं कि दुनिया में खुशी है और खुश रहने वाले लोग भी, उसी तरह दुनिया में दुख भी है। दुनिया में कुछ लोग परेशान रहते हैं, परेशानियों के कारण बहुत अलग अलग है, लेकिन हम जितनी खुशियाँ बांटे उतने हम खुश रहते हैं। वक्त हमें बताता नहीं कि भविष्य में क्या होगा, इसलिए हमें वर्तमान की हरकतों से सावधान रहना चाहिए। It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small, small world. There is just one moon and one golden sun. And a smile means friendship to everyone. Though the mountains divide and the oceans are wide, it's a small world after all. Here, the poets are trying to say that we belong to the same solar system. We see the same sun and the same moon. Although we are on one planet, we are separated by mountains, rivers, and oceans. But We are all one because it is a small world. यहाँ कवि कहना चाहते हैं कि हम सभी एक ही सूर्यमंडल से हैं, एक चांद और एक सूर्य है। हम एक ही ग्रह पर रहकर भी हमें पर्वत नदियां अलग अलग करते हैं, पर हम फिर भी सब एक है क्योंकि एक ही छोटी सी दुनिया है। It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small, small world. I believe that all of us are a part of this creation. Just like the mountains, the rivers, and the trees, we should also all coexist happily. Now, let's do an activity. In this activity, you will see a few images on the screen. In these images, you will see hand gestures. What you have to do is try to guess what these hand gestures mean. Sounds easy? Let's give it a try. Were you able to get all the answers right? Let's find out. The first hand gesture was thumbs up. We use this hand gesture to wish someone good luck or to say okay. The second hand gesture was a handshake. We use this gesture to welcome someone. The third hand gesture was a namaste. This is an Indian way of welcoming someone or greeting someone. The fourth hand gesture was bye bye. We use this hand gesture to bid goodbye. The fifth hand gesture was this. This symbolizes with victory. We use this hand gesture when we win something. The sixth hand gesture was this. This hand gesture symbolizes all is good. Now we will read about a girl called Tara, and we will read about her from your English Bal Bharti textbook. So please open page number 3 of your English Bal Bharti textbook. I will read and you point at the words in the textbook as I read them. And if you don't have a textbook, listen to me carefully. Warm up with Tara and friends. Hi Bittu. Hi Paddy. Hi Cuckoo. I am so excited about starting studies again. This is Tara, and Tara is saying hi to her friends. Her friends are Bittu, Paddy, and Cuckoo. Tara says that she is excited. What is she excited about? She is excited about starting studies again because they are back from their holidays. Oh no! Holidays are over. This boy is not very happy. He is sad because now holidays are over. More play on the school ground, says this girl. What she means is that they played during their summer holidays, but now they can still continue playing in their school ground. Hi Tara, I'm excited too. I'll see my friends. This boy says hi to Tara and he is very excited to see his friends. Why? Because they haven't met each other for such a long time as they all were on holiday. This is a dog. The dog says, I am sad without Paddy. Why do you think is the dog sad? The dog is sad because Paddy will have to go to school now, and the dog will not get enough time to play with Paddy, which is why he is sad. This is a cat, and the cat says, we are lucky. We don't have school. The cat is happy that they don't have to go to school and they can stay at home and relax. This is a parrot. What does the parrot say? The parrot says, Mia, you will never learn. Mia is the name of the cat, and the parrot says to cat that if you don't go to school, you will never learn. So what the parrot is trying to say is that it is very important for all of us to go to school, because that is the place where we learn things. So we just saw that Tara and her friends are excited about going back to school. Children, we saw that Tara and her friends are starting school, and this year they will be reading lots of books. Have you ever heard of a bookmark? A bookmark is something that you keep in between pages of your books to remember the last page that you have read. So I will be making this bookmark from a waste paper. I have torn it in a rectangle shape. You can shape it any way you want, but I have torn it in a rectangle shape. It's a waste paper that I was going to throw, but instead of throwing it, I am using this waste paper to create a bookmark. So first, what I will be doing is, I will be writing something on it. Now you can write anything, but I will be writing something that will motivate me. So I will start writing now. Make sure that you use decorative and stylized handwriting. Okay, so I have written a beautiful quote here. This is very inspirational and motivating. I have written, if you can dream it, you can do it. Now this is very motivating to me, which is why I thought that I should always see it. And what better way than a bookmark? So here, now that I have written it, I will decorate it. Now I have written a quote, but you can also draw if you want. You can draw anything. It just needs to look pretty. So I will start decorating it now. I will start with sketching this with black sketch pen. So now I have written my quote and I have highlighted it with sketch pen. It still looks a bit blank, right? I will decorate it further by making something on it. I think I'll use a triangular design and later color it. That should make it look pretty. I'm not going to keep this symmetrical or make sure that it is perfect in shape, because it will look pretty, I think. Let's find out. Now I will color these using different colors, but before that I will use different colored sketch pens to give these borders. I'm not just going to use green, I will use different colors as well. And I have drawn these triangles here. You can make anything that you want. And as I said, it's not necessary that you have to write a quote. You can draw anything and you can make as many as you want. Now I have colored these triangles and they look pretty, but I will fill these with wax crayons. And now I will color them. Okay, so my bookmark is ready. I have colored it, I have sketched it, and it has a pretty quote. So you can also do the same and use this bookmark for your books. I hope you enjoyed reading this lesson. Now let's do an activity. In this activity, you will see a few alphabets on your screen. What you have to do is write down 3 words starting with each alphabet and then create phrases using these words. आपको अभी आपके स्क्रीन पे कुछ अल्फाबेट्स दिखेंगे. आपको इन अल्फाबेट्स का उपयोग करके कुछ वर्ड्स बनाने हैं और उन वर्ड्स को लेके कुछ सेंटेंसेस बनाने हैं. क्या हम ट्राई कर सकते हैं? चलो देखते हैं. So the alphabets were C, E, I and D. I wrote my answers for the alphabet C. My words were cat, cake, cup. My sentences were I have a pet cat. I love to eat cake. Ashish broke a cup. Now, were you able to do the rest of them? I am sure you were. Now, let's do an activity. In this activity, I will give you a few situations and you have to enact those situations with your friends. To explain this, I have Asma teacher with me. Hi Asma.
Hello Pradnya.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I want to send you a letter. Could you please tell me your postal address?
Yes, why not? Please note it down.
Okay.
House number 5,
Uh-huh.
Rampur Nivas.
Okay, please go slow.
Oh, Rampur Nivas.
Rampur Nivas. Uh-huh.
Bhuleshwar Road.
Phuleshwar Road.
Charni Road. Mumbai. 40006.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hi Asma.
Hello Pradnya.
How are you?
I am fine. How are you?
I am great. I would like to invite you for my birthday party.
Great. What's the date?
It's on 25th November and I also request you to get your parents.
Sure, I will.
So children, you just saw how me and Asma teacher did this activity. You can also do this with your friends. This activity is on page number 6 of your Bal Bharati textbook. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Now it's time for you to sit back and relax as I tell you a story. What would happen if we don't get the required amount of sleep? We will feel very weak. We might even fall sick. It will affect our health and also our parents' health, which is why it is very important to have a good sleep. When I am not able to sleep, I read a book or I go for a stroll after dinner. Today's story is about a king who also cannot sleep. The name of the story is Kotavi Raja and his Sleepy Kingdom, and it's written by Yashaswini Sampath Kumar. Kotavi Raja was sleeping. His ministers were discussing complex problems. And what was Kotavi Raja doing? He was sleeping. He was trying very hard to understand what they were talking about, but he just could not understand. Raja Nala was a very good king, but he just could not keep his eyes open and he yawned all the time. So the people of his kingdom started calling him Kottavi Raja. He was called Kottavi Raja because Kottavi means yawn in Tamil. One day, Kottavi Raja asked his queen as to what does she do to stay so energetic throughout the day. The queen said that the king needs a good night's sleep. Now, the king asked his prime minister as to what does he do when he is not able to sleep. The prime minister said that he prays to the goddess of sleep, Nidra Devi. The court jester, the court musicians, and the court ministers all shared what they do when they aren't able to sleep. The king thought that he has so many options, he should try at least one of them, and at least one of them should work. Kottavi Raja tried all of these methods, but none of them worked. So he decided to wake the queen up, and both of them went for a stroll in the garden. The king was feeling calm and relaxed listening to the littering sound of the birds. But now he was also feeling hungry. The queen took the matters in her own hands and she ordered a glass of milk and a masseuse. Now, this helped the king to fall asleep immediately. And finally, the palace was closed for the night. Every day, this routine continued, and every day, Kottavi Raja started sleeping early. But now, the cook, the masseuse, the musicians, and the queen had to stay on standby throughout the night. And because of this, they could not function throughout the day. They all started feeling drowsy and sleepy. Now, the king was worried about his people because now they were not sleeping. So, he went to the priest and asked him for a solution. The priest suggested that all the people of the village should gather into the town hall. When all the people gathered, the priest started chanting. As the priest started chanting, the people started yawning. Now, because of these yawns, Nidra Devi could not resist herself and she came into the village. Now, finally, everybody was at peace and everybody could sleep. From that night onwards, Nidra Devi decided to bless the town of Kottavi Raja. As we move towards the end of this session, I would request you to narrate Kottavi Raja's story to your family members. And I would like to end this session with a quote. A sleep without dreams is like a cupcake without frosting. I hope you enjoyed today's session and I will see you in our next session. Till then, take care. Bye.